All right, in this video, I want to talk about how Instagram changed my life and my business specifically, and how it can change yours too. For some context, my name's Tyler. I've collected over 100, I think it's 60,000 in the last 10 months just from Instagram, from a business that I started from scratch. And this is meant mainly for local service businesses, because this is what this strategy works best for. But it also works for coaches or agencies or people who can work on a national level as well. Any business that basically needs leads. And so I want to give you 3-step framework. And the last one's the most important, but 3 steps to have it change your business and to just crush and scale with Instagram as well. First one is the platform. Not TikTok, not YouTube, not Snapchat or Twitter, is Instagram. And the reason is because all those other platforms are good for various other things, right? Snapchat is good for a super young audience, but there's not a lot of buyers on there if you're trying to get your kitchen remodeled. TikTok is good for e-commerce, if you're selling something on Shopify for 20 bucks, but it's just not the best long term. And a lot of the followers on there are just kind of like bots. Like 5,000 Instagram followers is like 10,000 TikTok followers. And so it's good for super low ticket, Shopify stuff. If you have a shop, you're selling sweaters for 20 bucks, be my guest. But for a local service business that's selling something more expensive, not ideal. YouTube is great, don't get me wrong, but you can't DM people on YouTube. So that's why it's not necessarily the best, because you can't build relationships through the DM. But Instagram, you can do all that. It's very relational. Facebook is more transactional. Instagram, you can actually build a relationship with your audience, and you can build your brand. So as we all know, I'm filming this in 2025, building a personal brand is essential nowadays. Whether that's, for your dry cleaning business or your coaching business or your, XYZ business, it doesn't matter. Building a brand, ideally personal, but business too, is essential because it lets other people know you exist. And if no other people know you exist, then how can you sell anything? How can you, it doesn't work. When I first started my business, I was door knocking. This was over a year ago. I was door knocking and talking to everybody, cold calling, get hung up on, make 100 calls, book 5 meetings, try to sign on, only 2 of them showed up, and try to sign on 1, right? And a 50% close rate, that's still pretty high. So it wasn't until I actually started running ads, which I'll get to later, but running ads and building on Instagram where I had the most leverage, because I could take 10 minutes out of my day to film a video and it gets sent to all these followers who follow me. But you're not trying to go for, mass follows. You're trying to get the right follows. Because would you rather go viral and get 500,000 views, but only, 100 people, 100 of those views are in your local city, right? Or would you rather get 5,000 views, but 500 of those people are in your local city? And, obviously if they're in your local city, they can become a customer. So Instagram has blown up my business. Number one, just platform-wise. My audience is on there. Local service businesses, their audience is on Instagram. Everyone's addicted to it. It's the most addicting app on the most addicting phone. And so instead of being a consumer, I turned into a producer. Step 2 was content. And not just posting random videos, but educational videos giving free value. That's what this is, right? I'm giving away free value and hopefully building trust with people who may or may not want to work with me in the future. And so the same thing for you in your business. If you're a kitchen remodeler and you're making videos about, don't pick this cabinet color, it's out of style, people will thank you for that. People will seriously thank you for that. That's value in their eyes, because they don't want to pick a crappy color. And then, you have to start, their home equity goes down or whatever because they painted their cabinets highlighter green, right? Or they realized that gray flooring is out of style. That's value, and people will follow for that, right? even how to install some floor yourself. People are still lazy. They're still going to want help. But because you've been helping them, because they love your content, because you're building trust, giving away free value, they are going to use you when that time comes, right? That's the key with content. So that's step 2, is creating engaging content. And you do that by talking on camera. Most people are afraid to talk on camera. They don't want to do it. And it's not even a choice anymore. It's a need. It's not a want. It's a need. Because if you don't talk on camera, then you're going to get left behind. Because the people who do talk and aren't afraid to be on camera, you know, or an employee, doesn't have to be the founder always, but employee, right? Those companies are going to do a lot better because it builds more trust. Video is the best way to build trust besides being with someone in person, right? And so like people who have watched my YouTube videos, they don't know me. Some of them have never met me before, but they feel like they know me because they've watched these videos. And so the people who are talking on camera, giving free tips, tricks, value, advice, when you show up to their doorstep because they need you finally, you're able to charge more because you've built a brand. And they're not tire kickers because they know, hey, I want to work with, you know, Tyler. I want to work with Steve. I want to work with Larry. I don't even know a Larry, but you get the point. And step 3, probably the most important of them all, is after you use content, you need to run ads, but not just any type of ad. It needs to be an Instagram ad, and it needs to be asking for follows. Because if you just run a lead form ad, you're going to get people. I mean, do you think, you know, selling a $30,000 kitchen, you built enough trust in a 30-second ad for them to buy a $30,000 kitchen from a form that they filled out in 10 seconds with probably an old phone number or, you know, whatever. Yes, it can work, but it's just not optimal, right? It's all about efficiency. It's all about getting the cheapest lead possible. Local followers are the cheapest leads possible. It's not that strong of an ask. You're not even asking them to message you because you're going to do that first. But they saw your ad. They took the time out of their day to see your ad, click it, go to your profile, look at your other content, and then say, okay, you know what? I'm going to follow this guy. And then it's up to you to DM them. I'm going to turn back around. I'm in like a trailer park right now. It's kind of sketch. Anyways, so you run ads in your local area, and that way you're getting inbound follows every single day, but then you're messaging them because you could have the best content ever, but odds are you're not going to go viral every time, and you shouldn't wait 2 years to get that perfect video that does go viral. And that's if that day ever comes. So using ads to actually get the eyeballs, and then engaging content that's, you know, you giving good valuable advice, talking on camera, that's how I scaled my business. And it will work for you too, I promise. I've helped 50 plus local businesses dominate using, you know, in their market using this strategy already. And that was just over the course of the last basically year. This works. I wouldn't be making these YouTube videos if it didn't. So anyways, I hope you guys found value in this. Catch you in the next vid.